I do speak Spanish.
Sarah, you've taught in a bunch of different places. What countries have you taught again?
Quite a few. I've taught in Korea, Ecuador, Taiwan, Mexico, Japan, and the USA.
Okay, so
and
you're
China. Sorry.
Oh, wow. So you're a language teacher. You've taught in all these amazing countries. So let's talk about the languages. First, do you speak Japanese?
I don't. I'm embarrassed. I've lived here 6 years, but I don't. How about you? Do you speak Japanese?
I do speak Japanese. But
you do?
Yeah, but it's not very good.
Oh.
People don't hear me say it that much because it's really bad, but I do speak Japanese. But it's bad. But what about the other languages? You lived in Korea. Did you study Korean?
I did. I did study Korean. And I did learn to read very well. But now I've forgotten, so I can't speak it anymore.
I heard that it's relatively easy to learn the alphabet in Korea.
Yes, it is. It was invented by a scientist to be simple and easy to learn how to read.
Oh,
so
wow.
It is very easy.
What about China? Did you learn Chinese?
I didn't. I did study a lot, but in the end, I found it too difficult. Do you speak Chinese?
I don't speak Chinese, but I lived in Thailand for 5 years, and I do speak Thai. And I did study Thai when I was there, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's tonal, so it's kind of similar in some ways to Chinese.
And can you read Thai?
I can read Thai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do read Thai. So actually, my Thai reading is probably better than my Japanese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it's hard because in Thai, the words kind of stick together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were in Mexico and in Ecuador.
Yes.
So do you speak Spanish?
I do speak Spanish. That was one of my goals for moving there, was to become fluent. And I'm very happy now I can say I do speak Spanish.
And your husband was with you. Does he speak Spanish?
Yeah, he does speak Spanish. He studied a lot and really improved a lot, so now he can say the same thing. He does speak Spanish.
And your children?
They do too. They speak Spanish.
Oh, nice. And your children are with you now in Japan. Do they speak Japanese?
They don't. They're learning very quickly. So I think they will improve, and in a couple of months, I can say that they can. But right now, their Japanese is very low.
So you were just in Mexico. Do you miss Mexico?
I do miss Mexico. I miss the food the most. I miss the Spanish language. And I miss the music. How about you? Do you miss Thailand?
I do miss Thailand a little bit, but not too much because I visit there a lot. So it's not that big of a deal. I go there usually once or twice a year. But when I'm in Japan, I do miss it. I miss the food especially. Now, we both are outside of the U.S. We don't live in the U.S. Do you miss living in the U.S.?
I do miss living in the U.S. I often miss that I understand and I know the culture so well. Sometimes in Japan, I feel like an outsider. And so I do miss being in the USA and being able to blend into the background, to be just another person.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you miss the USA?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't miss it at all. So I visit it. I do miss my family, and I do miss some things, especially like the food and the nature, but I don't miss actually living in America. Maybe because I go back so often. So these days it just doesn't seem like a big deal. Now, we are both in Japan. Do you plan to teach somewhere else soon?
I don't. I hope to stay in Japan for a couple of years. We are relaxed. We are settled. The children are in school. I hope we can stay here. How about you? Are you going to stay? Or do you have plans to go?
I do have plans to go, actually, and I want your old job.
Really?
I want to work for the U.S. government, and I want to work in a different country.
You should do it.
I will.
Job duties.
So, Sarah, you were a teacher for the State Department?
Yes, that's right. I was with the English Language Fellows program.
Oh, wow. And where did you teach?
I taught in Mexico.
Oh, that's great. Wow. So when you teach for the State Department, do they let you wear anything you want? Do you have to wear a suit or anything?
They let you wear anything that is professional. You don't have to wear a suit, but you can't wear jeans.
Okay. Do they let you teach anything you want?
No, they don't let you teach anything you want. You do have a lot of freedom, but they have some requirements. So you might have to teach university students beginning English, or you might have to teach university students engineering English. You have freedom how you're going to teach those subjects, but they don't let you choose the subjects.
Okay. And when you work for the U.S. government, do they make you do a lot of paperwork?
They do. They do make you do a lot of paperwork. When I applied for the job, it was the most difficult job application I'd ever done. They make you fill out a lot of forms, and they make you ask your references to fill out a lot of forms too. And then when you do move to the country, they make you fill out even more forms for the work visa and the residency visa.
Oh, wow. That sounds pretty harsh.
It's really difficult. They do try to help you with the forms, but the official rule is that they will only help the official employee. I traveled with my husband and 3 kids. They let me bring my family, but they didn't help me with the paperwork for my family.
Oh, wow. So does the government help you get acclimated? For example, do they help you learn the language? Do they help you with moving costs? Do they help you get acquainted with, the local culture?
Some of those are yes and some are no. They don't help you learn the local language. That is up to you individually. They do help you become acclimated to your town. They travel with you to your town. They make your host institution find you housing. So that's really nice. They help you with the housing. They make your institution find you housing. And they let you have some time to get used to it before you're required to be working 40 hours a week.
So you've worked for a university.
Mm-hmm.
You've worked for the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
Have you worked for language schools?
I have. When I worked in Korea, I worked for an independent, privately owned language school, and we taught after-school lessons.
So which did you prefer? Like, which ones did you like?
Well, my favorite has been the university job because they let you choose your own hours. You have to teach the classes, but if you don't have class, they let you plan your lessons from home or whatever time of day that you want to do it. I like that. But when I was working for the State Department, they made you work regular 9 to 5, Monday to Friday hours.
Oh, right, yeah.
They made you work those hours. I liked the private language school. It was a good job for me at the time, but they also make you work the hours that they need you, which is 2 to 7 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday. And those are not the best hours to be working, so I didn't like that. But the language school helped me the most. They taught me language, they took me on trips, they really treated me like a part of the family in a way that the university and the State Department didn't. So that was a good memory, a good job.
So if you could rank the jobs between university, working for the U.S. government, and a language school, what would you rank 1, 2, 3?
just exactly how you said it. University would be the top. The State Department would be very close second. And then the language school would be a little farther down. The pay was a lot lower. The hours were not very good. I didn't have freedom.
They make you work more.
Make you work more. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.
Life way back when.
So, Rachel, we're talking about how life used to be different for us when we were kids.
Yes.
And I was thinking the other day, it's interesting because we all have loving grandparents or parents, but our parents used to do things that they can't do anymore. For example, we used to ride in the back of my grandfather's pickup truck
Yes.
on the highway, which now is totally illegal.
Yes,
Like it's a big no-no. And we would get in the back of his truck and he would drive us all over the place in this old pickup truck. And like today, that's against the law, right?
We used to have a station wagon, and there were 6 kids in our family. We just all piled into the back of the station wagon. No seat belts, no car seats.
Right.
Babies were in a little Moses basket on the back seat.
Yeah. And people used to do things like, also like you said, let kids, run around the back of the station wagon or move around. You would strap things to your car and drive down the street. Like sometimes you can't do that anymore, or you have to do it. It's a little bit more regulated than before, I think, right? Yeah. We also used to burn our trash, which is now a big no-no in California.
Really?
Yeah.
We never used to do that. So
Really?
I can't comment on that one.
Yeah, so we had these big barrels, and we would burn the trash. And if you watch movies, you'll see, like, in America, people, like, burning stuff in barrels to stay warm or whatever. And
Yes, I've seen that on movies.
Yeah, and I remember one year, like, my grandfather was like, oh, we can't do it anymore. They sent a letter, and they said, no more.
No,
No
we
more.
used to go to the dump every week. My father would load up the trailer, or maybe every month or so. That's
Yeah,
how we used to do it. We used to burn it.
right.
I think they already had laws about it.
Really? You guys you were probably ahead of the times. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, very green place. Also, for having children, like women used to drink a little bit, or they used to smoke when they were pregnant, right?
Yes, that was a big thing, especially smoking to stay slim while you were pregnant, so you wouldn't get too fat.
Really?
That was why a lot of women smoked.
Really?
It's a diet thing.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow, different times, huh?
Yeah, and the baby was born smaller, but that wasn't considered necessarily a problem.
Wow. And and not only that, they used to have commercials about cigarettes, and they would have commercials about drinking. And I guess they still have commercials about alcohol. But yeah, they used to have commercials about smoking, and I think that's illegal in the States now. You can't.
It's legal in New Zealand too, I haven't seen.
Yeah, it's been a while, right?
Yeah. The newspapers used to be full of them.
Yeah. And they used to not have to say like what all the ingredients were in foods and stuff, right? So these days, like you have to say exactly what's in the food, I think.
Well, my mother and grandmother used to cook most things from scratch anyway, so there weren't many packets or cans of anything
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
No instant food or instant cakes. So they used to cook everything from fresh ingredients, so we knew what was in stuff.
We did too. On our farm, my grandparents' farm, they grew their own vegetables, and we used to can them.
Yes, we used to do that too.
Yeah. Although it was funny
Vegetables
because
and fruit and potatoes every year.
right, and it's funny because you call it canning, but it's actually you put it in a jar.
Jars, yes.
Yeah, right.
When you're doing it at home, you use jars, yes.
You don't call it jarring, but actually, I never remember putting it in a can.
We called it preserving, though.
Preserving, yeah. I hated that. We would do that all day usually all weekend, and I dreaded that weekend. That was the worst because,
I didn't mind it so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we kids didn't have to do too much, but we used to like to pick the peels.
Yeah.
Or the stones, or we'd get lots of nice bits of fruit.
Oh, that's good. No, my grandparents put us to work, and it was 2 days that I could not have any fun, from sun up to sundown, and I dreaded it every year. Like, oh no, it's canning weekend. Oh no.
I didn't like the potato harvest, though.
Oh, really?
Didn't like having to go and take care of the potatoes.
So did your family had a potato
We didn't have a
ranch?
farm, but we used to
Farm, I mean?
plant a potato patch at my uncle's farm.
Oh, right.
So we would go there and we would weed it and we would plant it and we would harvest it every year. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we just grew like green beans and carrots, tomatoes, that type of stuff.
we used to have a vegetable garden at our house,
Mhm.
in the backyard of our home. So we had apples and lemons and feijoas and gooseberries and grapes and
Gooseberries? What's that?
gooseberries are little green, very sour berry. They make great pies.
Really?
Yeah.
Gooseberries. How do you spell it?
Goose. Like
Oh,
goose
gooseberries.
Yes.
Sorry. That's my
pronunciation.
poor pronunciation listening there. Oh, gooseberries. Oh, cool. What do they taste like, gooseberries?
Very sour, like a raw lemon maybe.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh,
Raw-
cool.
Raw rhubarb, if you've ever tried that. You just add that.
Rhubarb. I was not a fan of rhubarb. Rhubarb was one of the things I dreaded as a kid, was the rhubarb pie.
I loved it. I
Really?
used to eat it raw out of the garden.
Oh,
We would play in the back garden. We had a trampoline, and the vegetable garden was there, and we used to pick the raw gooseberries or the raw rhubarb, beans or carrots. Afternoon snack was very healthy in those days.
so rhubarb is healthy?
It's a vegetable.
Yeah, I don't.
Not quite so healthy once you add cups and cups of sugar to it, but
Yeah.
and the leaves are toxic, so you have to be careful with it.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't like the rhubarb, and I didn't like beets. Those were the two that I hated.
Beetroot. We used
Yeah.
to, yeah.
And they always make you eat it
Preserve that as well.
Yeah, you'd have the canned cranberry, whatever, and also the beetroots, and those two things were not my favorites.
I love beetroot on a hamburger.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, well, there you go. That's very healthy. It's purple, one of the few purple foods, right?
Mm.
Purple or reddish. Is it
It's
purple or
reddish,
red?
Really. It's really reddish. Yeah.
Kind of a deep, dark blood red, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the good old days growing up on the farm. The things that we used to do, we can't do anymore.
Valentine's Day Memories.
So, Duran, what did you do last Valentine's Day?
Last Valentine's Day, I got disappointed, I think, because I teach at university, and I'd heard that Japanese students always give their teachers loads and loads of chocolate. And even though it was like my 5th year, and every other year I'd only got like 2 or 3, I was still really excited because I'm at university now, and got 2 chocolate bars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How about you? You looking forward to it this year?
I'm planning on going to Korea with my coworkers to escape the Valentine's Day
Escape?
atmosphere. Yes.
You're not a fan then?
I like Valentine's Day, but I don't plan on celebrating it this year. Is Valentine's Day big in England?
I haven't lived in England for a while now, about 10 years. When I was a kid, it was big in school, like in junior school.
Yeah.
We used to have a little Valentine's post box in your class where you could write little messages to your classmates and then you'd put it in a box and they'd get delivered.
Oh, in a box?
Yeah, a little Valentine's post box.
Oh,
And
cool.
your teacher would deliver them.
Did you only get notes or did you get candy as well?
No, that was just notes. In England, we don't really give candy and chocolate and presents to people. We just give letters, unless it's like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
But when you're 7, you don't really bother.
Well, the thing I liked about Valentine's Day as a kid was that you'd get Valentine's Day cards from everyone, but I was always curious to see what the boy I liked wrote to me.
Did you know who wrote what to you?
Yeah, like they would sign their name on the card.
What? They sign name?
Yeah, be like, Happy Valentine's Day, Adam.
No, in England, I don't think you don't put your name. Even if you know who it's from, you know it's from your girlfriend or your best friend or your grandma or something.
Yeah?
I think you just put a big question mark.
Really?
It's half the fun. You have to figure it out.
But my favorite Valentine's Day gift is always from my mom.
She gives you a gift every year.
Yeah. She'll send me gifts in the mail. And when I was in elementary school, she would hide chocolates and stuff in my desk. It was awesome.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting any really, really cool Valentine's presents. I remember giving a couple. I was dating a girl who lived in Norway when I was at university in England, and so for Valentine's Day it was the same. I think her birthday was like February the 11th or something.
Oh yeah.
So I just flew over. I emailed like her best friend who I knew quite well as well, and he picked me up at the airport, and I flew over to Norway.
Yeah.
And in Norway, it's a very safe country, so they don't really lock their doors, a bit like Japan. And he drove me to the house, and I walked in at like 9 in the morning, and she came downstairs, and she nearly died. She thought I was a ghost.
Yeah, that would be
seen her
scary,
for 6 months,
but
yeah.
fun.
Scary but fun. That's what she said when she could talk.
Yeah. So it was a double birthday Valentine's Day gift.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Getting a job with Uncle Sam.
So, Sarah, we're both English teachers, and we taught together before, and then you went away and you worked for the U.S. State Department.
Yes.
You came back, and now I want to work for the U.S. State Department.
You should do it.
So I want you to give me some advice, what I should do and what I shouldn't do to get the job, and what do I need to do so I can work for the U.S. State Department. So what should I do?
So the first thing you should do is to start doing the paperwork. There's so much paperwork and it can be overwhelming. So you shouldn't try to do everything in one day, and you shouldn't leave it to the last minute. So please start the paperwork soon.
Okay, so how long does it take to do the paperwork?
It takes a couple of weeks because you need to write some very long answers to many different questions, and because you need to ask references to write these long answers for you.
Okay, so like who should I ask to be a reference?
You should ask 2 people who have experience with your teaching. So for me, I asked the head of the language department and a coworker who had observed my class. So you should ask perhaps the level coordinator. You should ask your boss, your manager, and then maybe a coworker who has seen your teaching.
Okay, so could I ask you?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So you said there's some questions. Like what's a sample question?
A lot of the questions are about how do you deal with cultural differences. So it might say, tell me a time in your life you have felt, or tell me a time in your life you've been confused about the culture and you didn't know how to proceed.
Oh, okay.
So you need to write about what happened and how you overcame it.
So how should I answer the question? Should I just talk about my own experience, or should I try to phrase it in a way that I think they want to hear? Like, what should I do?
The most important thing is to be honest. But what they're looking for are people who are flexible, understanding, and hardworking. So if you can phrase it in that way, talk about how you really responded to the situation. If you responded poorly, what did you learn from it? How you could have done better, and how you could have done better, or things like that.
Okay. Wow, those are some good tips. Is there anything I shouldn't do, I shouldn't say, I shouldn't mention?
Well, just like any job, you shouldn't mention that you want the job just so you could travel, or you want the job just to make some money. You should talk about the more positive aspects of why you want the job, to help people, to teach people about the culture of the USA, to help people learn English. One of the big reasons this program exists is to spread goodwill about the USA. So we are definitely representatives for the U.S. government, for the U.S. people. So we need to show that we can be a responsible, kind, hardworking representative of the USA. So they really want to see that in your application as well.
Okay. Now, as you know, I have ELO. We're doing this for ELO right now. Should I mention ELO? Should I mention that I do ELO? Or should I keep that a secret and not let them know?
I think they would be very happy to hear about ELO because they desperately want more people who know about technology, online learning, internet, and things like that, because the people who apply, a lot of them are like me. We have a master's in TESOL. I don't mean to brag, but we're good teachers. We're passionate. But they desperately need more people that can help teach things like online learning, technical English, how to set up a website in English. Maybe you could teach that. They want people who have experience and knowledge. And if you can show them your website, I think that they would be really happy to see it.
Oh, wow, that's great. Well, thanks for the advice. I'm going
Yeah,
to
you're
apply.
welcome. You can do it.
All right. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
What would you like to do?
So, Darcy, let's talk about our dream life. Where would you like to live?
I want to live by the beach.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yes, I want to live somewhere that I can see nature and hear the ocean waves. I want to be able to go outside and just get away from things.
That's nice.
How about you?
Well, I love the beach, and I like to go to the beach a lot. But I'd like to live in the mountains. I want to live in a forest or around a lot of trees. I love trees, and I like to go hiking. So I want to live where it's very rural, but not far from a city, and I can go hiking a lot. So, and I want to have a dog, because if I have a dog, I can take the dog walking with me. That would be really nice.
I want to live somewhere that's kind of suburban, close to a city, but quiet. But also, I want to have a home that has a yard, and I don't need a fence.
Yeah.
But I would like to be nearby neighbors and where people are friendly, instead of kind of too tight together or too spread apart.
Right. What about transportation? Any type of car? Like, what type of car would you like to have?
I think I would like to have a chauffeur.
Really? A driver? You'd like to
Yes.
have a driver?
Because I don't have my license yet.
Oh, I see.
So I want to get a license. I want to learn how to drive. But if I can't, it would be convenient if I would have a chauffeur to drive me around.
Oh, wow.
What about you? Like, how do you like getting around?
Well, actually, I'd like to have a car, a nice car, maybe an all-terrain Mercedes-Benz or BMW. That would be nice. But I want to drive myself. I do not want to have a chauffeur. So I like to be by myself. I like to relax. I don't want to talk to somebody in the car. I want to be alone. So yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. But I'd like to have a car that looks nice in the city, but you can take out in nature, is a little rugged. So that would be good. I don't want to have a small car. I don't want to have a sports car. And I don't want to have a car that's really expensive. So, like, I guess a Mercedes all-terrain car is expensive, but I mean, I don't want to have a car like a Ferrari or something, or a Porsche, that if I make a mistake, then it's going to be really expensive. So,
Yeah, I don't have a car license, but I have a scooter license. So I want to get a nicer scooter that's like pink and white, and I would like it to have lights underneath the
All right.
bottom, something shiny, and I want it to have a stereo, and I play music while I drive down the streets.
oh no. So, do you want people to hear your music when you go by?
I just want to hear my music when I'm driving.
Okay. Okay. So how about travel? So where would you like to go?
I would like to go to Ireland because my family's from there. So I would like to see where my ancestors used to live, and I would like to try the cuisine, and I would really like to learn Gaelic.
right.
It's not really spoken in the world, but I think that's really nice to learn about my history and to pass that on, even though I don't live there.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So what about you? Where would you like to go?
That's pretty easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy. I have two choices. I'd love to go to Africa, and I'd love to go to South America, just because I haven't been to either place. So I'd like to travel around Africa. I've met many students at my university from Africa, and they're so nice. And that would be cool. I'd like to go to everywhere. Actually, I'd like to go to Somalia. I'd like to go to Ethiopia. I'd like to go to Nigeria. I'd like to go to Tanzania. I'd like to go to Botswana. I've met students from these places, and they're so nice. Also, I'd like to go to South America. It looks cool. And I'd like to learn Spanish. I don't know any Spanish, but I want to learn. And Portuguese. They speak Portuguese in Brazil, so that would be fun.
Sounds like you just want to travel around the world, kind of.
I do, kind of. But I like teaching. So actually, that leads us to the next question. What is your dream job, or what would you like to do as a professional? So I'll go first. I want to teach English in South America. I'd like to teach English in maybe Chile or Argentina or maybe Brazil or Colombia. I have friends that taught in those places, and they all say it's really nice.
Yeah, I just want to be a teacher or something with teaching, or I want to do some type of mentoring. So I like traveling too. So I would like to go to maybe Korea or France or Italy, some European country, because I want to go somewhere new and have a new experience. But I'm also interested in the mentoring, so I think it'd be really great. I really want to do TED Talks.
All right.
So I want to get more experience so that way I have something that I can share with other people and, travel around the world.
Oh, that's nice.
And talk to different people.
That's so cool. So what about things you would like to learn or a skill you would like to develop?
I want to learn how to play the guitar.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, I really like writing poetry, so I think it'd be cool if I learned how to play my own music. I want to be able to sing and to play guitar and perform and entertain people, and I want to kind of form that connection that music does that we can't necessarily do just talking with each other.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
So what about you? Do you have any skills you want to learn?
Yeah, the two basics. One, I'd like to learn how to surf.
Ooh.
I want to start surfing. I would love that. And also, I'd like to get a motorcycle and learn how to ride a bike around and take like a long motorcycle trip. I've done the scooter. I've done some dirt bike riding, and I've done some motorbike riding in countries where I kind of lied and said I had a license and I didn't.
Oh.
But I'd like to make it official, go get a motorcycle license. So we should make a pact. I'll get my motorcycle license and you'll get your driver's license.
Okay.
It's a race.
Okay, you might win.
How international are you?
Okay, Katie,
Yeah.
let's take an international test.
Oh, okay.
How international are you? Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Okay, first, have you ever eaten Greek food?
Greek food. I've eaten, how do you say it, falafel?
Oh, is that Greek?
I think so.
Okay.
I've had that, but apart from that, I've never eaten Greek food.
Okay.
How about you?
Have you? I think I have. Well, I've eaten Greek yogurt. Does that count?
That counts.
That counts.
That counts.
Okay. Have you ever eaten Russian food?
What's Russian food?
I think like Russian food, is it borscht? Borscht is like a soup, a cabbage soup.
I've never eaten Russian food.
Yeah, maybe I haven't eaten Russian food either. Okay, last one. Have you ever eaten Vietnamese food?
I see it written down. Is it pho?
Pho, the noodles?
Yeah, I've eaten pho before.
Yeah, I've been to Vietnam, so I've eaten Vietnamese food a lot. And pho, the noodles, is really good.
It's delicious.
I've had that too. Okay, now let's talk about languages.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever studied French?
I have. I've studied French for 5 years.
Ooh, can you still speak French?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, me too. I once studied French years ago, but I haven't spoken French in so long, I can't remember anything.
I can't remember anything either.
Yeah. Have you ever studied an Asian language?
I've studied Japanese.
Ooh, okay.
I can still speak it a little bit now. And I studied a little bit of Korean, but I don't speak Korean.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow, I've studied Thai
Okay.
because I lived in Thailand for 5 years. And like you, I've studied Japanese, but my Japanese is terrible.
How about your Thai?
My Thai is okay. It's okay. I can talk a little bit. Okay, so have you ever met a Spanish person?
A Spanish person. Actually, I don't think I have.
Really?
I don't think I have met a Spanish person.
Oh, interesting. I've been to Spain, so I've met a few. And we have a Spanish teacher at my school.
Oh, maybe I have met a Spanish person then. Maybe. Maybe I've met a secret Spanish person.
Okay, have you met a Chinese person?
Oh, yes. I've met lots of Chinese people.
Okay. And have you met a Brazilian person?
I feel like if I say no, then I have. Probably. I've probably met a Brazilian person.
Yeah, I've met a few people from Brazil, so they're always very nice, very friendly people. Okay, we'll talk about movies.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a German movie?
I haven't seen a German movie.
Oh, really? You haven't seen Das Boot?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
I haven't seen very many movies.
Oh, okay.
Even English movies, I haven't seen very many.
Well, have you seen a Canadian movie?
I don't know. Have I?
Well, the thing is, in Hollywood, in America, all the famous actors are Canadian, so I think everybody's seen a Canadian movie.
I've definitely seen a Canadian actor.
Yeah, all actors in America are Canadian, it seems like.
I think so.
Okay, have you ever bought something from Italy?
From Italy? I have. I bought, not for me, but I bought my mother a bag from Italy one time.
Okay, what was the brand?
I have no idea. She asked me to buy a brand, and I bought it, but I don't know which one it was.
Okay. Have you bought something from Japan?
I've bought lots of things from Japan. I've lived in Japan for a few years, so I've bought all kinds of things from Japan.
Okay. And now we'll move on to countries.
Okay.
Have you ever been to France?
I have. Actually, I've been to France a couple of times. My high school has a house in France, so for our school trips, we would go to France every year.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, how about you? Have you been to France?
You know, I haven't really. I took a bus from England to Prague, so the bus drove through France, but it never stopped.
I see.
What other countries have you been to?
I've been to Germany. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to South Korea. And I've been to China.
Wow, you've been to a lot of places.
Yeah, how about you? What countries have you been to?
I've been to countries in Europe. I've been to Israel. I've been to Cambodia and Laos. I worked in Thailand. And I've been to Taiwan and Korea.
Wow. Which country did you like the best?
Oh boy, that's impossible. I will say this. I love Seoul. I love Seoul, Korea. It's a great city. Okay, anyway, thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
Party cleanup.
Hey, Todd, are you busy today?
Yeah, I am so busy. Last night I had a party and now my house is so dirty and I need to clean my house.
Wow. Where will you start cleaning?
Well, everywhere in the house is dirty. So the kitchen is very dirty, the living room is dirty, but I think first I'll do the kitchen. I have to throw away all the old food. We have lots of trash from the party, and then I have to wipe the counters. We have food all over the counters. And then, of course, I have to wash the dishes and put everything away.
Wow, sounds like it was quite a party.
Yeah, it was. Well, we ordered pizza, but also everybody brought food. And so we had lots of food, and everybody left their dishes and pots at my house after they went home. So I have everyone's dishes and pots and plastic containers. So I feel I should clean everything and then give it back to everybody.
That sounds like a good idea. Did anyone drop any food on the floor?
Yeah, actually, they dropped food everywhere. So I have to vacuum the carpet in the living room, and I need to mop the kitchen floor. So I think I need about 3 hours just to clean the entire house.
Oh, 3 hours? Can I help you clean?
Well, actually, yeah, if you can, I really need help. But if you can just collect the trash, I have some trash bags, and go around and collect all the plastic cups. There are many plastic cups, and collect the pizza boxes, and maybe get the old food and throw away the old food. That would be great.
Sure, I can collect the cups and throw away the old food. Is there anything else you need me to do?
Well, yeah, actually, if you have time, can you go to the store and buy some cleaning supplies? I need dish soap to wash the dishes, and I need window cleaner to clean the windows.
But window cleaner? Why the windows?
Well, it was a very crazy party, and you don't want to know.
Uh-oh.